Hello again. It's Geeks Assemble time, and we're doing our cast of the ongoing season of Doctor Who. And this week we are discussing the episode Rogue, a story of a bounty hunter who is chasing his prize, and encounters the Doctor and Ruby in not a mass ball, but a ball in 1813 or something like that.
Yeah, precisely.
Um, So we'll go to Susan with our opening thoughts on Rogue.
All right. Well, everybody was saying it's kind of like Bridgerton, but you know
Yeah.
that I don't know that reference because I haven't actually watched any Bridgerton, and
Bridgerton. Oh, that.
so no, it's like there's a lot of people who really enjoy it, but I just haven't had. I'm doing a little more hard science fiction, things like Dune and Foundation and I guess Doctor Who is slowly kind of morphing into fantasy, but it's a yeah, it's an enjoyable cosmic romp. I still love it every week. The the cool thing about this is is the creatures that have invaded this. It's like pre-Victorian. It's 1813. That would be like Jacobean time frame. It's like just after just after the turn of the 1800s, and so it's yeah, it's pretty. It was a pretty elaborate ball with oh my gosh, the costumes were amazing. And it kind of reminded me of Woman in the Fireplace. That was a another one kind of in the same vein genre thing. The aristocracy, though, I mean, these are mostly stories about the aristocracy. To be honest, I don't, you don't really hear the stories of the plebeians, the you know the normal folk, and not the gentry. I mean, the hoi polloi. I mean, like all those folks, the hoity-toities. The Fubba Wubbas. I just don't know. It's like it's really interesting to me that they also tried to kind of. It kind of feels like they were trying to recast Captain Jack a little bit. They had a rogue who was um who was played by what's his name? Jonathan
Jonathan.
Groff, and yeah, he looks like him. He speaks like him a little bit, and the same kind of thing. He's a bounty hunter. In that they're stealing from Han Solo. The tropes are all there. It's and it's but the creatures, they're pretty interesting. There are bird creatures and other furry sort of bird creatures. And so I just thought, how interesting that they want to put on skin or whatever. So, yeah, uh, and I liked the capturing device that they use.
Mm,
Um, yeah, that was really intriguing. It was a new kind of, uh, it was a new kind of, um, you know, bondage thing that was there, something that would hold your feet. there was kind of this thing about feet too. There was like one of the ways that they discovered somebody was the shoe. I mean, that was very Cinderella, but yeah, it was like, I mean, what are the answers to that? And then, but then there was Indira Varma who played Susie in Torchwood. So you know, you gotta love her. She's great, and she also is in so many freaking Big Finish audios. She's just, you know, she helps. And yeah, and so I enjoyed it. Uh I could I could see where they were going with the sort of cosplay thing. That was fun. And it was also sort of you know, pansexual or homosexual proud in the middle of it. And that even though like it was freaking out the gentry. The gentry always need to be freaked out, obviously, apparently. And so yeah, that was fun. And so happy Pride, all of our viewers out there. We know that all of you guys are of open minds and of you know, passion forward, love forward standards. So that's a good thing. And we at Geeks Assembled have done quite a few casts about, you know, queer motion pictures, queer television, queer, uh, you know, all of the things. And this Doctor Who episode went there. It was great, and so that's fun. And I just love the fact that we've got a lead actor who's there in the community. And so yeah, all those pieces just to say that I really loved it. And yeah, and at least the doctor was in it a lot more, a lot more. So that was good. And the TARDIS got its just rewards. So that's fun. So that's my opening thoughts, Lee. What was special or unique or whatever about this? Oh my gosh, look at that face. Oh dear, what are you gonna
Well,
say this week?
just brace yourself, Susan. This is going to be a bumpy ride. Right, where to start? As I've said before, this season goes on and on. I hate it more and more. Um, let's start with if you're going to do a historical drama, set it in an historical piece, and you have a leading actor of color, and you're setting it in that period, in the hoi polloi of a ball. In history, at that time, there was only three, I think it's three, coloured gentry. So the Doctor prancing about in that ballroom would have caused more shock and more horror from the gentry for him being there. And I think they should have shown that more.
Oh, all right.
If you're doing something like that, you've got to do it
Grounded
handle.
in the racism of the time. Yeah, okay. I can dig it.
You've got to do it. You've got to do it that way. They didn't really seem to turn the heads when he was there. Um, which I thought was, if you're going to do it right. Um,
Oh,
let's see. And now the papers and all the things on the internet are saying now the Doctor. This is for the 60 odd years the Doctor has been going. This is the first time there's been a man to man kiss.
no.
Bollocks.
Yeah, what the fuck? No, no. There was that whole thing
There
with
was Captain Jack and the Ninth Doctor.
yeah.
There was, if you want to go with a
There was
female,
Rory in the Doctor. There was Rory's dad in the Doctor.
um, there was also, if you want to go female, there was Madame Vastra and Jenny.
Oh yeah, lots of that.
Uh, Bill Potts and I can't remember her name.
The pilot.
Yeah, I can't remember that. Yeah. So
Well,
I don't.
she was only known as
Yeah.
as the pilot.
So I don't know why they're making a big thing about this. It's happened. It's happened way back in the first season in 2005.
Uh-huh.
So I
True.
don't know. Um,
No, I just think it was great that it came back around, you know.
yeah, well, I just don't think it should have done, to be honest. It felt
Oh,
forced and unnecessary. It was just nothing to do with the story. Well, if there was a story, because there isn't much of a story to this. I do like
oh,
the idea.
jeez.
I do like the idea of these aliens just wanting to cosplay. That is a good idea, and taking over the skin of the person they're cosplaying. I thought that was a great idea, but but this forced romance sort of overshadowed all that.
Oh,
Um, I don't want to see the Doctor is a hero. He's a 2,000-year-old whatever Time Lord, um, asexual, and always has been until he started looking at Rose. But now it's going further and further, and this is supposed to be a family show. And I'm sorry, but Russell T Davies's forced agenda is really, really getting on my wit now.
all right.
Um, there was no, where was I? I mean, he'd only met the man that evening. All of a sudden, he wants to marry him. Is this, that, and the other? Come away with me in my ship. What the hell? I just don't get it. It was just too forced and too quick. And then, you know, Ruby was sort of sidetracked again, wasn't she? She was sort of pushed to the side, and she had that sad little story with the other bird creature. I mean, she really was breaking the laws of time, is Ruby, by teaching these people of that time things from the 21st century. So that goes against the laws of time, which the Doctor was always about not breaking those. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't like it. Um, I don't want to see the Doctor gyrating his pelvic thrusts at someone, winking. That's not the Doctor. That's just this has become. It's not Doctor Who anymore. This is Doctor Who. The way he was all over him, I hated it. But I'm proud of that flag there, Susan. But I hated the idea of this story.
Oh,
I really did. I thought it was just, yeah. As I say, it's supposed to be a family show, and RTD is just in on the screen. What was a 5-year-old going to say to his mother or father? I said, "What's going on here?" You
well,
know,
if you're, my nephews live in San Francisco, and the discussion of that had already come up for them when they were 4, when they were 3.
but not
I
everybody's like
mean,
that.
they're not even allowed to watch Doctor Who because the silence freaked their shit so seriously, but they are allowed to talk. I mean, they're taught, a really inclusive, life affirming, gay positive reality because of where they live. But not everybody in the world lives in these communities where it's so overtly acceptable. And I
Yeah,
just think RTD is trying to infuse
I don't.
some.
I think he's trying too much, to be honest, because it's constantly it's non-stop every episode, and it's getting beyond a joke. If you wanted to do something, do another queer drama. Don't ruin Doctor Who, because he has ruined it. He's knocking the nails into the coffin.
Huh.
Anyways,
I
that's
really don't agree, but that's just maybe because I just know that the part of science fiction is to.
it's not science fiction anymore. He's turned it into, as you say, fantasy. What's happened to the science fiction?
Well, in this one, it was their electrolysis generated switching faces with the person that's standing in front of them, and
To me,
basically
to me that's
ruining.
fan- to me that's fantasy, supernatural magic.
All right.
Which it has been all season. Goblins, fairy rings. You know what I mean? It's bogeymen. There's no science fiction in this anymore.
Huh.
And the doctor needs to be the doctor. He needs to go the adventurer, the one who has all the answers. He's not one who's always standing there. Nearly every episode of this season, he stood there and cried his eyes out. That's not the doctor. Cry, cry, cry. I was looking forward to Shooty as the doctor, but he's I don't know. He's disappointed me.
Huh.
Really has. I mean, as I said, I don't want the doctor doing his pelvic thrusting, winking at another man. And hold on a minute, don't you remember William Hartnell? Don't you remember Troughton? This isn't this isn't Doctor Who anymore. I was when I was watching it, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But I did like the costumes of the bird people. But
And the
there is a few things what need to be answered as well.
like what needs to be answered?
Um, see the tractor beam what you caught the doctor in the ship. Why didn't the doctor just step out of his shoes? Because the shoes were sticking to the thing, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Just pull your feet out of your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? I don't know. I don't know. Was that allowed? And then you've got the faces of the past doctors.
Yeah.
Who was he? That one face. What nobody recognised.
Was that the scream of the Shalka?
Well, you see, this is it. It's either Scream of the Shalka, but it also had a look of Michael Troughton, who's playing the season 6B Doctor for Big Finish, which is the in between War Games and Spirit of Space.
Okay.
Did have a look at Michael Troughton as well, but everybody's saying it's Richard E. Grant. So why put that in? I don't know why there was reasoning for putting that in. You might as well have put Peter Cushing in there as well. um, yeah, there's also as well how did their trap at the wedding? How did they set those things up to trap them? Because they were in the room to put those things down to get the triangle trap.
I don't
How,
know.
they were in the room. So how did they do?
I think that they had those to set up before.
I
That
don't
was
know.
those were part of the bounty hunters kit.
Yeah, I know.
That wasn't part of the doctor's kit.
And the other one is if Ruby was stuck there. I mean, could she just stepped out with shoes or whatever? But
Yeah, that
how
I
did
never thought
Rogue?
of that.
How did Rogue replace her if she couldn't move anyway? She was trapped. How did he get in and her out? there's no explanation there.
except for the physical replacement.
I don't know. I don't know. There was just, but as I say, the costumes were fun, and I'll tell you something. The how many times Bridgerton was mentioned? I say you've mentioned Bridgerton.
Yeah,
How many times?
I know that was
It
very much like sucking on
just
their like
yeah, because Bridgerton is a very successful period drama.
and
So
energy. Yeah.
yeah, so they didn't have to keep going Bridgerton. So really, they've dated this episode really.
Well, pretty much.
If you're watching it in the 10 years time and Bridgerton's not been on for 7 years, people will be going, "Oh, this is when that episode was made."
Uh-huh.
It's dated the episode, which
Yeah.
you shouldn't really do.
No.
You should just keep it in that period.
Yeah.
Um, see, I have been thinking about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, for me, the Doctor should be above all the romanticizing the sexual thing. He is a 2,000-year-old Time Lord. He, I mean, he's. I just don't get why also it's gone down this route.
Well, I think that a lot of it happened was hinted at when they first showed the Doctor at the nightclub,
Yeah, and yeah,
all of
I
those things.
hated that because you keep thinking back to where this show came from. It's a mysterious time traveler, not a, a
Not someone who came home from Ibiza.
not a sexual predator traveling in time
Oh,
sort of thing.
he's not a sexual
No,
predator. Come
no,
on.
but I'm trying to
Please.
no, I'm trying to get that over this because that's the way it was. As soon as he came out of that TARDIS, it was wink, wink, wink at him. It was oh yeah, and all like that. And I thought, no, this, and then it was a proposal of marriage, and come off it. And then I tell you what, cringe was as well. Was it coming to my world in the world of pure imagination? Singing Willy Wonka. I'm sorry, this it was an awful episode for many reasons. I know you love it, but you've got to take a step back and look at what Russell T Davies is putting. I know he didn't write it, and it was two women who wrote this one. But Russell T Davies has mostly gone to them and said, "I want this sort of thing for the story." So they've wrote whatever he's sort of implemented. But yeah, it's no, not for me. Anyway, what did you think? Is there anything you didn't like, Susan?
Um, let's see, the things I didn't like. I didn't because I'd never seen Bridgerton, I just didn't understand the reference. And I just, I agree that that will date it eventually. I mean, right now it doesn't, but 10 years from now it will. But
Yeah,
then there have been some awkward things that dated the show in the past, but not not like the first 4 Doctors anyway.
I mean, I
I
agree with
mean
you.
the
I agree with you about the rogue character. I think they're trying to replace Captain Jack there.
yeah, that was what it really was.
Yeah, just said Captain Jack.
He was pretty he was pretty like John Barrowman. He was
And another gay actor as well.
yeah. But I mean like the way he was um yeah, so that's right. He really it really was the sort of the countenance of Captain Jack, and the fact that the other that Indira Varma was in it you thought that maybe that would be like a Torchwood
Mm.
sort of heart pardon my pun, but hearkening to
Oh,
to Torchwood. But yeah, I don't know. And the other thing is like what I did like is that one in the library, the awkward one, the awkward alien in the library, you know, that was very much uh I just related to her, and then when it turns out she was an alien, I'm like, oh yeah. It's like that song by Mo, Born on the Wrong Planet. And so yeah, I was like, I got it. And the other thing was about her was this was I was surprised. I was so surprised when it turned out that she was an alien. I thought that she was the one who was most in danger. And
no,
so
that was
I like it when they can fool me and they can pull the wool over my eyes for a while because
I mean,
yeah,
you knew something was going to happen because the doctor had mentioned a couple of times Ruby's, um, what do you call them, sonic earrings.
yeah, or something.
Don't put me into battle mode. You're thinking, well, that's going to come into use at somewhere in the episode, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
They wouldn't have said it otherwise.
but I thought it was going to be at the end, and I thought that this girl that she was like talking about what was going on with
Mm.
was was the one in most danger because nerdy girl in library, awkward, little introverted. That's very much the kind of people that you know I see watching this. And the other thing is like they didn't talk about any of the the reality of 1813 though. They didn't talk about King James. They didn't talk about the Parliament or Crowley or whatever any of those people from
No,
you know
because it was for me the setting was just a second thought. It was for me the forced romance was taking over the full episode, and you didn't really, as you say, none of that period came through. It was just the Doctor and Rogue. I mean, another awkward moment as well was the dancing, the Rogue and Doctor dancing. I thought that was a bit out, just out there. Also, how did the lights fade?
I don't know.
Because it was all candlelight.
Yeah,
So how did how did it fade? And the Doctor and Rogue was in a spotlight. There
I
was no
know.
no there was no electricity back then.
Right.
The I know
So
it's
that was
TV.
supernatural. That was fantasy.
Yeah, I know
That's
it's
good.
TV,
And
but
then I thought that there would be more and more of the Susan twist the longer it went, but they only she was only in like a picture. So I mean, what? Why do we keep getting her if we're not getting any fucking clues?
well, she's in the two-part finale, right? And
Right.
she's playing a character called Susan Triad.
Oh
Susan
yeah.
Triad. Yeah, she's a boss of a company, Susan Triad Technology. Right now, we know Russell T Davies likes his anagrams. So some people are saying if you take Susan Triad technology, is it going to be Sutech,
Oh,
or is it Susan Triad? Take a first initial from Susan S, Triad, mix it around, spells TARDIS,
oh,
or is it she's Susan?
yeah. That's my that was my thought because if you're going to name her Susan,
Mm,
then who is the responding person? Is it Carol Ann Ford? I think so.
mm.
I think that they have to go to her. They have to. I
Well,
don't think that there's any more question of need more important than this.
they've
And because because we asked for Ace to come back and she's come back, and Mel to come back and she's come back, and I started my page, and the other girl started her Susan Foreman bring her back page.
mm.
We just
Well, Mel's in the next episode.
okay,
So's Kate Stewart. So they're back
okay,
at uni. But yeah, so we don't know what this Susan Triad
right,
technology.
got it. And then there's like this that Mrs. Flood is back,
Yeah.
and yeah. So agreed. I don't know, but like the fact that there have been no real clues as to the who the hell this is.
No,
I don't have a lot to go on with
yeah,
this mystery.
usually you do get some really good clue all the way through the
Clues,
series. Yeah.
yes.
There's been nothing.
The Bad Wolf had shit ton of clues.
Uh, I don't know.
The
I just don't.
the Cybermen, the ghost that goes the return of the Cybermen. Oops, sorry. Um, I should have absolutely no notifications on these. I'm sorry. That was my bad. But the important thing was that there were clues dropped. The Amy, Rory, and River Song thing, there were clues dropped. I mean, not
There's
many in
been
that
nothing.
respect, but
There's
whatever.
been nothing. All there is just this same woman every
A
episode.
face.
Face.
And the name, because anyway, I just hope that if they're going to bring Carol Ann Ford back, that they
I,
prepare there just prepares to be a lot of spam on the internet for a while from yours truly.
I doubt they'll bring her back. If anything, they'll mostly just say that Susan regenerated.
Huh.
If that's the way they're going to go,
Yeah.
let's say some people say it's Sutek. Some say some saying
I
it's a TARDIS.
I like that Sutek idea, but the Sutek has been really
Well, he
uh
who waits.
but the
He was waiting on Mars,
yeah, he
but
was on Mars, and then he came back and in the audio adventures a couple times as um as the one who is uh the destroyer, Sutek the destroyer. So that was pretty burly. Anyway, exciting. But anyway, since we don't have any new clues, I guess that I should put that on the shelf. Let's see other things. The dancing. I like the fact that the earrings caused the dancing to happen because you notice that they weren't practicing in the TARDIS.
mhm.
They just haven't had much time to just be in there except for the Doctor and the Rogue. I thought that was
I mean, yeah, I mean, all season up to now that episode, we haven't seen much of the TARDIS inside.
Yeah, just the once or twice, and like
Yeah.
that's just
I
and
mean,
so
all that money they've spent on that wonderful interior, and they're not really
you
not
know,
using it.
I know, but at least to have the support of Disney Plus because that they have very deep pockets. They do, and there's actually been you know what is it 23 million views on this on the platform. So I mean, even if there are not very many,
I don't know where you're getting that from because Disney has not released any of that.
uh,
They haven't released any viewing figures of Doctor Who as yet. They haven't.
what they had.
No, that's the only ones we're waiting for is the Disney ones.
Huh. All right.
So there's 23 million. I don't know where you've got that from.
Well, I heard that it came from that those are the anyway. Those are the Disney ones. That's what I
Um,
heard.
this episode, the overnight views for this episode is the second lowest of this season, 2.11 million overnight,
Point
just
one one. That's
beating.
not very much. Not
No,
not in the UK.
no,
And yeah, but I just hope that it doesn't Michael grade it. You know.
no.
Oh,
I mean, if
bad
if,
choo.
but yeah, I don't know. They're gonna have to. They've got to have to bring the fans back in the UK. They've got to bring the fans back. But as we had this conversation before, it didn't help with the actors telling people to go fuck off and go touch grass. So that sort of backfired on the program because they went out and touched grass instead of watching it. You don't speak to the fans like,
Who
but
said that? Was that Shooty?
yep,
Oh man.
should have thought before he spoke.
Yeah.
But yeah, hope we'll see what the next episode's like. But
Okay.
as you said, you love it, I hate it. If we agreed on everything, wouldn't it be boring?
And if we agreed on everything, these podcasts just wouldn't be necessary. You know,
Yeah,
you would be able to do your podcast,
yeah,
and I would probably make a reply video that says, "Yep,
yeah,
completely agree, mate," and then that would be my bit.
yeah.
Because I
Totally.
mean,
It'd be
if we were in complete agreement, I sure as heck wouldn't get as much out of these different perspective discussions that we have.
and also the cast would only be about 2 minutes long. Yeah, we agree on that. See you, everybody.
Oh Jesus.
But yeah, it's good when you don't have the it's the opposite side of what we're
Uh-huh.
talking about.
Hmm.
Yeah, you've got to have that in a
Yeah.
discussion. So, anything else, Susan, before we got a final say and score?
Uh, so yeah, what is nice, you must admit, Lee,
Hmm?
is that there's no narration.
Well, it's not an
Okay.
audio. Start.
And there is no there are no Daleks.
That's true. And as far as I know, there's no dialect at all in this season.
So
As
I
far as I know.
really would like to, just inspire you to enjoy that bit.
Yeah, yeah, that is the best. Yeah, best thing about it, I suppose.
And yeah, I enjoy a mystery. I just wish that there were more fucking clues, guys.
Mm.
Susan Twist needs to inspire me
But
to
RTD seems to think he
to
doesn't
you
have to
know
explain anything.
yeah, there's only I mean if there's only three fan ideas that Susan Foreman, the TARDIS or
To tech.
Sutek. I mean though those are three. Those are only three. I mean,
Mm,
when you give us some clues, we'll come up with a million of them. A million of them.
mm.
We're really creative, Russell. We're really, really, really creative, Russell. Just
But,
a million of them.
but smug Russell seems to think now we don't deserve any explanations or clues or answers.
We need clues.
Yeah, because he's
And
become a
and
very good
and
writer.
you know, that's outside of the fan ideas, the fan fiction, the fan creations, you know, our our discussions are just going to be about the episodes themselves. And I mean, to be quite honest, I don't think that I can really win Lee over as an enjoyer of tonight's episode, or
No,
excuse me, two
no,
nights ago episode.
no.
So bummer. But let's
I-
see.
Well, what's your final saying score then?
All right. My final say is that I enjoy this. If this is the way Bridgerton then I might watch Bridgerton just to see if like there's something really there. And the other thing is, I do like I I I do like the fact that Lee caught the fact that it would have been racist as hell, and that Chudi's uh, excellent
It'd,
response was would have
it,
been poo
it'd,
pooed.
it'd,
Uh,
it'd have been if the devil had walked in the room himself.
the problem the problem with people of color, uh, back then was intense, and in this on this shores, the only you know back at the beginning of the country, there was uh, Alexander Hamilton,
Hmm.
um, born in the islands, and but then I mean, there weren't many gentry here that were people of color too, but there were a few. I mean, there was Frederick Douglass, and there were some other folks, W.B. Du Bois later on, but the response is strong, that I enjoyed the fact that there was sort of a lot of romance involved, because a ball is all about that, you know. It's all about hooking up back in that day. And so yeah, there's that. And I'd like to wish all of our watchers and my friend Lee here happy Pride, because that's what it is in the United States. And I know that June is also the Pride month in the UK as well. So have fun with your Pride celebration, whatever you're gonna do. I mean, yeah.
So what was it? What was you saying the score was?
Oh, my score my score will be, I guess, an 8 out of 10. Little triangle capture devices. I like that. I like that idea. They did that in Star Wars too a few times for capturing Jedi.
But
But they are taking a bit of Star Wars, a bit of,
yes, the thieving from everything, even Doctor Who, what's gone before,
mhm.
and there's a bit in this as well.
And I would like to, give give Enoch my condolences for the loss of your dad. I'm so sorry.
Yes,
Alfred
R.I.P.
Enoch
William
is,
Russell.
I mean,
Yeah.
oh man, that sucks so bad. Anyway,
But he had a good life. He had a good life,
he did.
a long and prosperous life.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, rest in peace, William Russell. So my score. Mhm.
Oh, oh dear.
Um, 2 pair of breeches out of 10. Because the only thing I did like about it was the idea of this alien species wanting to cosplay. Um, I thought it was a great idea, but the forced romance sort of overshadowed it. They were just like second players. It was all about the Doctor and Rogue, and I don't know, just the forced romance for me didn't work. To me, it's not Doctor Who anymore. Or let's say it again, it's Doctor Who. The way he was acting with Rogue. I thought, you slut. Oh dear.
No, 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 no. Don't slut shame.
Sorry then, slag. How's that?
No, no.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my. I'm just not enjoying this season,
Yeah, I know. I can
and there's only
tell.
2 episodes to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey ho, I'll just have to stick with the classics after this season's finished. So that's our little review of Doctor Who Rogue. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let us know. Leave a comment below. We're on all forms, platforms, of social media. So just leave a message on YouTube or Facebook or wherever. X. Um, we're on all that. And if you want to join us as well, leave a message wherever you found this video. You've got to be 18, of course, 18 plus, because you say sometimes our conversation gets heated,
Mm-hmm.
like sort of today with the words we use.
Mm-hmm.
Um, also, there's the things we review are 18 plus sometimes, so
Yeah.
the age has to stand there. All you need is a working camera and microphone on the device you use, and let us know if you want to be in. We use the Zoom app, which is so easy to use.
So
So
easy. So good.
so and also if you do subscribe to our channel on YouTube, please make sure you press the bell notification button. Susan's lost her bell. Oh no, she's found it, and you'll get notified every time we put up a video. Um, say if you want to join us, just let us know. Become part of our Facebook group, our little gang here. Just we do this once a week.
Yep.
Do 2 casts once a week, and
Yep.
then the rest of the week is yours. It's only a couple of hours we spend together,
Yep.
but it's fun.
It is.
So, anything else, Susan? Have I forgot anything else?
No, that's it.
No, that's it. So until next time, guys, keep rocking.